Good. Early eyes, now we're coming to the middle. Now we got a medium move. Got it? If we have to stop, we're stopping and anchoring. Every recovery counts in the quality of our work. Today was mostly just about maintenance. As you go through the season and you play as many games as we do, it's a situation where we don't get as much practice time, so we've got to take advantage of those moments when we can get a little bit of work in on the fundamentals of our game. Working it here, we get back here, early eyes, back here to the top. Once we hit this side, now we're all the way across. Okay, we're picking this up, coming in, clean entry to post, work back to the top. Now we're going the other way. The nice thing about having two guys is that when the next guy's turn up, we almost have a day to work on the skill set in our game. You know, a lot of the players, they got to just keep going back into the lineup, back into the lineup, back into the lineup, and they don't get a lot of practice time. For us, having two guys affords us the opportunity to sort of go between game action and then have a day to work on our game. So having two guys is really essential in this scenario we find ourselves this year. So that's really important here, again, especially with our opponent, because there's so much change in direction activity because of their puck movement. Yeah. We got to have that ability to connect those moments, make sure we get that right rotation. Working downhill on the power play, zips it down. Okay, we're clean entry in reverse, right? Puck's going east-west, out to the flank on the other side, we're to our feet. As soon as we stop, flank entry, east-west, quick side-to-side eyes leads to quick back to front eyes. So imagine the letter U, okay? Every time we're set, stable, balanced, either there or on our post, that triggers our next move. Thatcher is a big guy in the net. He's a goaltender that prides himself on his technical attributes and his positional play. He's continuing to progress in the quickness in which he operates. You know, a lot of times you get the bigger guys who are a little bit slower and more methodical, but he's worked really hard on picking up the pace of his game and having more authority with his game out there. But he's a big guy that plays the game with a very high degree of skill. So we were doing basically the letter U. Okay, now we're going to do the letter N. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start in reverse. We're going to exit to that flank. Now we're going east-west on our feet. Now we're on the other flank. Now we're going to have that same entry. Okay, we're not going east-west. Okay, we're going back out right away. So it's almost like it's down to the goal line, it's right back up to the flank, east-west. So now our east-west activity is at the top of the paint. Braden is a goalie that is more of a read and react goalie, very patient feet, obviously a veteran guy with a lot of experience under his belt that he can lean on in different circumstances, which Thatcher is still acquiring on a day-to-day basis as we go along here. So certainly two very different goaltenders, and you know, when it comes to working with them, you have to sort of customize your approach to the elements that are going to help them succeed. And of course, they're very different personalities as well. So you have to factor that into how you go about your business with these guys. Who's stronger, Holtz? Huh? Good retrieval. We don't allow our emotions to begin to cannibalize what we're doing, right? Yeah. We've got to stay resilient. We've got to stay vigilant. Anyways, get our work boots back on and get back at it. Here we are. Well, it's very important for an athlete, in particular a goaltender, to close the door on yesterday so they can open the door on today with a fresh mind. With that said, we have to also learn from what we've done, and we also want to continue to build. So sometimes looking at our past performance can help us mentally sort of revisit moments that we've done positively. We can get the affirmation of that. We can see ourselves in that moment, the strength of our skill set in that moment. And so we will look at some of that stuff. Unless it's a significant trend where there's an obvious trend where things are breaking down on us, then we can sort of dig in on that a little bit. But mostly looking back at the games, are we adhering to our system of play? Are we doing the things that we need to do, the hallmarks of our game to allow us to be successful? Oh, nice eyes, good read. Oh, that is beautiful. from the standpoint of what we're doing on the ice in a game, it's we're trusting our physical engine to take care of all of that technical activity we're doing. At the same time, we have to be reading very dynamic activity, so we need clear eyes and a clear mind. And then, of course, there's the management of the game from a mental perspective that you're alluding to, and the ability to manage the highs and lows of the game itself, highs and lows game to game. So the mental capacity to play the position is obviously an essential ingredient to success. All this rotational work, all this alignment, that's what's going to allow you to connect all those multiple moments. Clean.